Shalom, shalom, shalom to the house of Israel. We give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Harakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone. Our spiritual fathers who rule well, teach well. Peace and salutations to the sincere Akiam and Akwath who follow this truth in all diligence and all sincerity. I'm your brother Avanai of the South Arm of the Great Millstone Camp here in Trinidad, Heralds of Yahweh Shai, coming to you with another hopefully edifying lesson. Now, we are across this on TikTok and following on world news, you would see that Israel, the land of Israel, the small huts, they are facing severe wildfires while simultaneously having to deal with a sandstorm, as they describe, of biblical proportion. Two major disasters. And it's so bad that they are calling on the international community for help. Now, I find this laughable. I mean, everyone constantly chastises us when we say these people are not the children of Israel. They are not the true Jews. And then the other biblical illiterates don't even know that the 12 tribes of Israel were never called Jews, only the southern kingdom. So the fact that they in the land claiming to be us doesn't fit prophecy, because in prophecy all Israel will return. And we wouldn't be known as Jews or the Jewish people, will be known as Israel. Right? So if you people honestly study your scriptures and take heed to the teachings of the elders, the bishops, the teachers, you wouldn't be fooled. Right? You would not be fooled. They don't fit prophecy. What is taking place is not even part of prophecy. And we go get it. So let me just play the video and then we go get the scriptures.
Israel has now been hit with a giant sandstorm that has engulfed almost all of the country, and what's crazy is that this sandstorm is making its way to a military base in Israel. Local Israeli media reported that the sandstorm has reached an Israeli military base in the Negev, and a footage shared on social media showed Israeli soldiers struggling to close the gate of the military base because of the strength of the wind. Oh no. Anyways, what's even more embarrassing is that the international community doesn't look like they're picking up Israel's call for aid in order to help with the fires and now this sandstorm. Because embarrassingly, both Greece and Cyprus have refused to send fighter planes as the fires are still raging in Israel. With Israeli newspaper Mariv reporting that both countries, Greece and Cyprus, are, quote, dealing with large fires of their own. It is weird because I haven't heard of a fire in Greece or even in Cyprus. Netanyahu is getting nervous now because although Italy and some other European countries have said that they are going to be sending in aid, it still hasn't come to Israel yet. What's even weirder is that the Americans are not sending any aid, and there hasn't been such conversation as of yet.
There you have it. There you have it. The supposed chosen people and the supposed chosen land is facing disasters of biblical proportion. And you remember that many countries used to run to Israel's aid. Now, with this particular disaster, it's slow. As the person said, no one has responded as of yet. When you remember what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai said to his people, he said all these curses that he caused to fall upon us, he will place them on our enemies now. So let's go to the scriptures. Look at this precept here. Right, let me start with this first one, Jeremiah 32 and from 37. Now, remember, according to prophecy, all Israel supposed to be gathered. Prophecy tells us both Judah and Ephraim will be oppressed in the land together, especially in the last days. And that has taken place and is still taking place in the lands known as Azareth or the Americas. So how does these people over there fit prophecy? If they are the true Israelites, then it's only a partial fulfillment of prophecy then. Because only the southern kingdom there. Where is the northern kingdom? That is why I keep saying, you people need to properly be taught how to understand and how to discern things. They could never be the people because they don't fit prophecy. Right? So we heard someone just a few days ago talking about the state of Israel fulfilled prophecy according to scripture in 1948. These biblical dunce. This is Joel 32 and from verse 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries. Why would he be gathering all Israel out of all countries? Because we were scattered into all nations. Every nation under heaven we were scattered in. Whether I have driven them in my anger and in my fury, and in great wrath, because according to Baruch chapter 4, we were not sold to the nations for our destruction, but because we provoke him to wrath by sacrificing to other gods. So our captivity was as a result of our disobedience. That was our punishment. It says, I will bring them again unto this place, and pay attention, and I will cause them to dwell safely. Do you understand what it means to dwell safely? What this land right now, these people experiencing with the wildfires and the sandstorm, that's not dwelling safely. All the wars and conflicts and strife, that's not dwelling safely. All the hatred and all the disdain that they feel from the international community, that's not dwelling safely. How could these people fit prophecy when the scripture said he will cause them to dwell safely, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, and I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. These people don't even fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They don't know him. They don't love him. You have never heard them ever say the name Yahweh or Yahushai. Right? It says, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them. I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. And what do you think that means? He'll put his fear in our hearts. It goes back to what is known as the new covenant. And I will get that for you to pair that with verse 41. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. So how could they be the people if they're not dwelling safely? It's what prophecy said. This is what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai promised to do. It says, For thus saith Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them. So if prophecy was fulfilled according to you Christians and you scoffers and mockers of the truth, Why are they not dwelling safely? I mean, this would be a contradiction to scripture. Why are they not dwelling safely? Why are they facing what they're facing? Now, let's go back to verse 40. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good. He said, I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. All right, let's get it here. I'll go to it in the New Testament. All right, Hebrews 8. It says, I will start from verse 8. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Notice in the verse 8, you will see in the separation. House of Judah, house of Israel. But he goes on in verse 10, speaking based on this covenant he was going to make. They would not be known as the house of Judah or the house of Israel, but they will be known as the house of Israel. Right? For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. The house of Israel in verse 10 refers to the totality of the 12 tribes, while the house of Israel in verse 8 was referring to the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom. Right? That distinction must be made. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more. In that he said a new covenant he had made the first old, now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away. So what these people are facing, it is evident and it is clear thus far, based on prophecy, based on biblical understanding, that they could never be the people of the book. And let's get Ezekiel chapter 34 from verse 25. Let's see if we can start a little higher. I'll start from verse 22. It says, therefore will I save my flock. Who is the Lord's flock? Israel, right? And they shall no more be a prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle, right? And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. So where is David now? If these people are the promised people, and they in the land, according as you Christians say to prophecy, where is David? And please don't tell me David was there and he died, because according to the prophecy, when we brought into our own land, we wouldn't be dying anymore. We would not be dying anymore. This is why, for this prophecy to be fulfilled, Yahushua has to come. We have to have our bodies changed. That prophecy is not going to be fulfilled in this time where men calling the shots. Right? He said, and I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. And I, Yahweh, will be their power, and my servant David a prince among them. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. And I will make with them a covenant of peace. Notice, I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. Are you seeing any sign of that taking place, or has it ever taken place? Of course not. And I will make them and the places round about my hills a blessing. And I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessing. From what I know, sandstorms were always regarded as a bad omen. And to be facing such a sandstorm on such a epic level, as the guy was saying, a sandstorm of biblical proportion. It says, I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessings. And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase. And they shall be safe in their land, and know that I am Yahweh, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hand of those that serve themselves of them. Now, one of the beloved brothers, I think it was Brother Collab, I'm not sure, I can't remember, he did a lesson on this, and he was talking about there was a project 50 years ago or more where they started planting trees. They took trees from around the world and began to plant it in the land of Israel. Trees that are not native to the land of Israel, and as such would be considered an invasive species. It's important to note that these trees burn very easily in the desert heat. And with this wildfire and these invasive trees that they planted, Salakia, as part of their beautification project to make the land of Israel, an oasis, which scripture telling the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua was going to make it that oasis. They're trying to do it on their own. These are the trees that are burning. Whereas the trees that were native to the land, like the olive tree, they say is immune to fire. So should a fire have broken out, these trees would not have burned, and the fire would not have even spread the way that it's spreading. Right? So with these trees burning, you create a lot of hot air. Right? And with no trees or no defense on the land to act as a buffer zone for the wind, it kick up a sandstorm. So you're noticing a chain reaction. So how could they be the people of the book? I can't stress it enough. It says, and they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. So why are they asking the international community for help? If all these people of the book are the chosen people, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua would have been to all your aid already. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with the hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore. Thus shall they know that I, Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith Yahweh power. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith Yahweh power. How could these people fit the prophecy? It's high time you people actually study and stop being bandwagonists and jumping on the bandwagon of those who claim because they have a platform, they have a following and a voice, that these people are the chosen people, when clearly they are not. So with that, I pray that this lesson was edifying. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, we give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Bahashab Harwataku Dash. Double honors to the apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone, our spiritual fathers who rule well, teach well. Peace and salutations to the sincere Akim and Aquat who follow the truth in all diligence and all sincerity. And my brother Abaniah saying Shalom, Labakariam, and Abad Babal. Till the next lesson.